All right, so this is episode 9, very special episode of Saajan Doshi and Company. A lot to talk about before we get into it. This is what I got to say right here. It's Chelsea, baby. Final 8, baby. You guys ready for this fight song? It's about to happen, baby. We are the famous CFC, right? Let's go, son. Man, throw some respect on Chelsea's name. That starting lineup is so delicious. And let me stop for a second. I am going to do the rendition of the fight song. So if you want to, oh my God, you know what? I'm going to wear this. The entire episode. Yo, what did the Lock Talk have? Yo, Jason, did you have Chelsea winning today? Yo, like dead ass. I got to go on Lock Talk and see. And if he had Chelsea winning. But anyway, with that being said, ready? 3, 2, 1. Carefree, wherever we may be, we are the famous CFC, and we don't give a damn whoever you may be. We are the famous CFC. Yo, I realize the audio may come out terrible. I also can't wear this because it is really hot in my room because this light is just blaring. This pad of Gucci is making me sweat. Anyway, with all that being said, I want to quickly touch on the fact that the world is really, really big, and it's really easy, especially since everyone is so plugged in these days. It's really easy just to get lost in the enormity of the world and to feel like you don't have a voice or that you don't belong. But it's very important to find your own voice. And when people say do what makes you happy, that's what that means. Doing what makes you happy and doing what feels natural to you is that, right? That is me finding my voice, and me being happy. So that's that. If you're wondering where I'm looking down, I'm seeing a nice vein in my quad. Quads are looking pumped. But look, there's a lot to talk about. I just want to quickly, these Chelsea highlights, I want to just talk about how damaging Jorginho is and the threat, just how talented this team really is. And look, obviously City, I'm a little bit ahead. Okay, let me back up a little bit here. Now so look, bro, this is parking the bus. I mean, you'll see it when they kick the ball back out, but this is Pulisic right here. That's Azpilicueta, that's Jorginho. I mean, there's literally like 6 dudes in the box playing center back, right? Ready? Look at it.
So all the threat in front of them know that Chelsea are finding it.
So as I'm watching this live, right, in my mind, I'm like, because if you pause it, again, this is a stacked box, right? Pretty much covered, right? They have a little triangle there, covered, doubled, covered. Are you kidding me? It's doubled. I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, it's pretty much, you have a 2-1, right? Because Chelsea's pretty much back here, stacked, and you got 3 dudes here covered, you know, but look at the threat of George, and look at the closing in. Literally, because, I mean, and, you know, everyone's like offside. It's like, no, literally the back line is there, you know, Pulisic is not offline. Look at the threat. I mean, you got 3 dudes coming to close him out, but it just shows you soccer is a game of inches, because this is a beautiful pass. But if he moves his foot a little bit different, he times his pass a little bit different, this ball hits his ankle or something, right? Or his shoe.
Penetrate. Jorginho has managed to pick.
Same thing right there. You know, when Pulisic kicks it, see, right there, I mean, he lifts his leg up a second later, deflected.
Has managed to pick the lock here. Pulisic! Oh, that is brilliant! Emerson's going behind. They've stepped it up, Chelsea. Kept the ball well. It's a wonderful pick out from Jorginho. And what a finish.
Oh, there's that. I'm going to skip their goals. I mean, no offense. I just want to get, like, this second goal by Chelsea. Absolute beaut right here.
By Thiago Silva. Well, won by Alonso, and it's broken.
Beaut right here. Just, you could tell. I think that's... No, he got subbed out. But that's Azpilicueta. You just look at the pace. Look at
for Mason Mount.
You just can't. Skill.
In the area to aim for. And here's Azpilicueta! And that is Chelsea through.
I love how, like, they don't give them any shot at all. I mean, technically, Chelsea's up now 2-1 on away game. So it's 4-1. So they'd have to score. Lily would have to score 5 goals. Because if they score 4 goals. No, if they score 4 goals, it'd be 4-3. And they'd be up overall in aggregate. So it wouldn't matter. If it was 3-3, oh no, they have to score 5. Because if they score 4, no, they need to score. Wow, jeez, Louise, non-target. If they score 4 goals, it becomes 5-3. Or no, they need to score 3 goals, so it's 4-3. Chelsea is now up in aggregate 4-1. So that means that Lille needs to score 4 goals, so it would become 5-4. And even though Chelsea has the away game rule advantage, it doesn't matter because on aggregate, they're up.
To the quarterfinals of the Champions League.
Anyway, I just had to get that Chelsea excitement done today. I didn't think I was going to talk about it. The other thing that I did not know I was going to talk about was Anna Delvey. I really don't want to give people like that. I mean, I'm not saying I have a platform, but I don't want to give people like that any sort of. Well, I'll try to interview her like next week. But she was on the Call Her Daddy podcast. I had no idea. I haven't listened to that episode. I actually do want to listen to it. But 2 things that I want to talk about. Miss Marvel. I'll talk about Miss Marvel, and I want to talk about Kim Kardashian. Some baseball stuff. Some Batman stuff. But quickly, first, I just want to quickly talk about Miss Marvel right now.
Hi, I'm Iman Vellani, and I play Miss Marvel. And I would just like to thank everyone for watching the trailer. The response has been incredible, and I'm very excited to finally have shared Kamala with the world. You know, she felt like my little...
I'm like curious, is that like a gauntlet? Like, where did she get that?
secret for the longest time, and now it's real, and it looks real. It's crazy. June 8th, it's gonna be great. Hi.
So the reason I want to talk about Iman Vellani is like, one, you know, in the Miss Marvel trailer, she's like, you know, brown girls from Jersey City don't amount to much. And this is such a watershed moment because like Jersey City in the 90s was like Indian central immigrants, like first generation kids coming up, filled with brown girls like that who were made fun of, looked down on, whatever. And like, you know, I mean, yeah, now Indians are ingratiated in a society, but it wasn't like that in the 90s, even early 2000s. When I moved to Montgomery, you know, it's weird to me, and I'll pivot back to Miss Marvel. It's weird for me, like when I look at how well Indian, like younger Indian boys and Indian girls are meshed in this like society in places like Montgomery and Princeton. I got bullied incessantly in Montgomery. They made fun of my FUBU. They made fun of my Adidas, my tanks, my NBA jerseys. And it's funny because now they're the ones who are rocking rap and hip hop culture to the T, right? But like I got incessantly made fun of. And I was like a handful of Indian people there. And it was weird because there was like 3 or 4, there were a handful of other Indian people too, but like they were not made fun of. I was, right? And so I'm glad that they're a lot more ingratiated now. And it seemed like, hey, you're just another person. You're like us, right? You're just Indian. Sounds crazy to say, but like I'm telling you, like Montgomery was like that. Early 2000s, dog. There were some mean kids in that 4th grade Orchard Hill Elementary, like really mean, vile children were in that 4th grade class. With that being said, no, actually, fuck that. I want to give a little bit of a rant on Montgomery. Oh, and oh my God, they incessantly made fun of my parents and Indian culture and Indian food. And there was a song that these kids came up with. It was actually kind of funny, but it was like, this is how they sung it too. They'd ride around my house in the cul-de-sac, knock on my door, and they'd ride their bikes. And this is what they would say. Ready? They'd be like, Indian woman, don't come knocking on my door. I don't want to smell that curry no more. Indian woman. So that's what those kids in Montgomery were riding around their bikes in the cul-de-sac, saying to me. Like, I could hear it from my windows. And I was like, yo, that's messed up. Like, in hindsight, it's actually hilarious. It's kind of funny. But it's like, damn, imagine saying that to a 4th grader. Imagine how that 4th grader is going to turn up to be. The other fucked up thing that happened to me in Montgomery was I remember there was this beautiful girl outside in my class. I'm not going to say her name. And my friends dared me, like, oh, ask her out. And they're like, oh, here's $1 and tell her, like, you give her $1, she'll go to the movies with you or whatever. So I asked her, I was like, hey, Jane Doe, would you want to go to the movies with me? Here's $1 or whatever. And then my fucking teacher, who was the cheerleading coach, that's a hint. She's like, ew, Saajan, like, why would Jane Doe go on a date with you? The fuck? Are you serious? That was another thing. And what really irks me the most is like all these like kids who made fun of me, Indian culture, yoga, you know, you can't see my tat, Hanuman, Ganesh, Indian culture, incense sticks, you know, God, oh my God, what is that called? Give me 1 second, guys. This is important. I gotta get it just for like. Hold up. Oh shit. Ugh. I just gotta get it. I'm not trying to be theatric, but you know they'd make fun of like the Copal in my culture. You know. Oh, good God, I'm making a fool of myself. But what's funny is that now all those. So this is Copal sticks from Mexico. This is Palo Santo. What's funny is that these same women now, like these same people who made fun of me, all about Indian culture, all about Indian culture, all about my religion, Hinduism, yoga, all that stuff, and like I got made fun of. I got bullied incessantly. So anyway, that's a little bit of a pivot. I want to get back to Iman Vellani, and I think how important this is because there's so many young brown women, and you know, this was something that I struggled with growing up, not having an identity of like a superhero that looked like me or a man that I could look up to. And like, I didn't have a father, he left, but even when he was there, you know, he wasn't much to look up to, right? And I feel like there are a lot of Indian guys out there who may even have dads, but like their dad may not be seen as a superhero. And I'm not saying, and that's kind of messed up, right? Like he provides, if you have a father, he does what he can, food on the table, whatever. But you may not have like that image of like, hey, what is the possibility for me as a man, right? And you don't see that because you're in America, right? So for me growing up, like, you know, like I didn't have that. I looked up to, I was like, oh, like Alex Rodriguez or like Kobe, like sports figures, right? Like I didn't have someone who looked like me and that could like inspire. And there are going to be so many women, so many young women, brown women, I mean, colored women in general, but specifically Indian women, Pakistani, like brown girls, we're going to watch this and be like, yeah, I'm a fucking superhero. Fuck you, bitch. Like, that's fucking dope. And like, I'm really excited. And shout out to Brie Larson because she tweeted something. And I feel like maybe Iman Vellani is getting some pushback because she, like, it's a Pakistani girl, whatever. Yo, first of all, fuck haters and fuck that shit. So shout out to like Brie Larson for stepping up, saying something. And I'm going to pivot to Kim K because there was some issue with what Kim K said last week. I think it was on Vogue. So Iman Vellani, now she has a platform. She's going to do well. She seems super dope. They're going to have sequels. She's going to have a platform, and she's going to build on that platform. She's probably going to have kids one day, right? She's going to have friends. Her friends are going to be able to leverage her for success because, like, she's going to want to bring her friends up. I don't know, right? But in theory, like, if you become someone and you have a voice and a platform, connections, network effect, you can then bring your people up, right? Like, hey, I can introduce my friend to this person because now I'm in these circles, and you know, you can connect people, right? I hate saying this, but you could be a dot connector, right? Like, she can use her powers for good in real life because there are probably brown people that she knows who aren't getting exposure that she can leverage, right? To help them out, right? So I say that because when she has children one day or her friends or whatever, she uses her platform to amplify her voice. You know, people aren't going to say like, oh, hey, I know it's a little different because she probably worked her ass off to get here, but it would be unfair to her and her talent and her hard work to say that, hey, Iman, like, you're like, say to her friends or her future kids, like 20, 30 years from now, that like, hey, you only got here because like your mom was successful. And it's like, wait. Hold up. What are you talking about? I'm only here because my mom got a breakout role in Miss Marvel. Although she did, I still had to work hard and put in the effort, refine my skill to become something, right? The reason I'm making that point and that sort of analogy, and I feel like people might have pushback, whatever, is like Kim Kardashian got a lot of hate for this. And I'm going to play this right now.
Who wants to work these days? I have the best advice for women in business. Get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
That's so true.
You have to surround yourself with people that want to work. Have a good work environment where everyone loves what they do because you have one life. No toxic work environments, and show up and do the work. I have the best advice for women in business.
Okay, so comment on that in a second. And this is what...
It helps to be born rich also, like she was. I mean, she had a wealthy father. She had a mother who was a business manager.
She's pretty. That helps.
She's pretty.
Another asset.
And I just think that people that are born on third base shouldn't be talking about how easy it is to hit a home run.
Yeah, right.
See, also helps to be born.
I think that's toxic as shit. I disagree with this vehemently, and I think that's toxic as shit because okay, granted, Kim Kardashian grew up way above middle class, probably like 1%, given how well her father, Mr. Kardashian, did as a white collar lawyer, right? But I think it's a slap in the face because there are plenty of children of billionaires, millionaires who don't end up doing anything, ruin the family fortune, lose money, become drug addicts, kill people. I'm not going to say any names, but a certain son of a certain owner of a certain LA team who no longer owns the LA team, his son pretty much got away with murder. Literally, look it up. He was a previous Clippers owner. His son literally got away with murder, right? So with that being said, you want to pivot to Kim K, there's a world in which Kim K, Chloe, they don't do anything. They just, you know how easy it is to get sucked into Hollywood life and not do anything? And I know people might look at this and like, hey, Saajan, like, she had Kris Jenner, they exploited their fame, they leveraged it, amplified. What did you want him to do? What did you want him to do? If someone releases it, like, what do you want them to do? They were put in a precarious situation and they made the most of it. And then they were able to land a TV show. And then from the TV show, that's when social media was rising up. They got active in social media. They had a following. They developed brands. Like, hey, we have fans. Like, let's sell shit. So you can very fairly say, it is very fair to say, is that, hey, if the Kardashians didn't have a rich father, maybe they wouldn't be as the world renowned, like world famous as they are. But I guarantee you, even if they were raised in middle America or whatever, they probably would have gone some corporate, like they would have been doing something with their lives, right? Which is better than most people, because that sort of work ethic, that sort of mentality, like that sort of tough skin, like not like, do you understand what 99% of people who talk shit about Kim Kardashian would not be able to last a day in their shoes. And they're like, oh, Saajan, she has PR, security guards, nannies. That's fucking great. I guarantee you would not be able to handle her life at all. Most people can't even, bro, guys, I have like my dog. I have an agenda. I have a journal. I have my Outlook reminders. I have weekly review meetings for myself. I have a daily schedule. Most people can't even bother to do their own laundry. Have you been inside most people's homes? They're disgusting. People can't even like make time to go to the gym or eat healthy or work on their craft or get better at their job or read a book or do something to be productive and get better at their lives. And you want to sit here and like talk shit about Kim Kardashian. It's like, bro, you would not last a day in her shoes, dog. You'd open up, you'd get like you'd get a calendar. You would look at her Outlook calendar and be like, bro, I don't know what to do. You'd start freaking, you'd get anxiety, you'd get stressed out, and you would crumble into a little ball. That is what you would do. You'd be like, yo, I don't know what to do. And yes, she has assistants, whatever, delegation. That's what rich people do. That is what CEOs do. You delegate. Even me, when I was an associate, I had interns and I had an analyst, right? Like that is literally my manager, my director, my CFO. You think the CFO is going in, building out forecasts, building models? He's like, no, Saajan, go to this meeting, get stuff done, and go do the analysis and make the deck. My CFO is not doing it. I'm not going to sit here and call my CFO lazy, right? So yes, Kim K has people she delegates to. She has personal assistants, whatever, right? But it's like, and this take by Sunny is so lazy. It's so lazy. It's such a lazy take. Is like, oh, she was rich. She was born on third base. Yeah, cool. Yo, I guarantee there are a lot of people born on third base that are still on third base, or they walk their ass back to home plate or on second or first. Now, not to say that her background didn't help, because it did, and she got, obviously, the sex tape got released, whatever, but she did something with that. What did you want her to do? Go hide in a corner and be like, oh, I'm going to go hide for the rest of my life. She did something with it. So look, you could hate on her for having a rich father, but I think that's a weak argument, right? Because there are plenty of people who have families that are way wealthier, way richer, who don't do shit about it. And there are plenty of men and women in Hollywood who have amounted to nothing, who have rich families, and they just like chill. And that is all they do, is they just live off of that check that they get from their parents. So again, I think this Kim K, I feel like that guy, who was the guy who like defended Britney and was crying? I'm not gonna start crying for Kim, even though people know I can cry on cue. Looking at you, my sister. This is in reference to my vlog last week, my Stargirl week in the life, March 13th. That was me crying on cue. But so yeah, I think this Kim K heat, I think it's a little ridiculous. And the reason I want to talk about Iman Vellani and Kim K together is because, again, Kim K is a Persian woman, right? She's brown. Like, I stand up for everyone, right? But I think I thought it was really dope. I just wanted to.
Hi, I'm Iman Vellani, and I
wanted to intersect these two because it's like you work hard to do something, and then people find a reason to call you out on it. So again, you can hype on her, like hop on her for, again, yo, she had her family, money, whatever. But the reality is that that's a lazy take. She did something with what happened to her, and I mean, kudos to her, right? So shout out to Kim Kardashian. Anyway, that rant took way too long, but with that, wow, I'm heated. Holy shit, I gotta take the Patagucci off. I'm heated. That Patagonia, it is gonna get tough to wear the Patagonia in the summer when I'm. Oh no. Oh my God, I can't say this on the pod because I just can't. But let's just say I was at a. You know what? I'm not gonna say it right now. I'm not gonna say it, but. Shout out to Kim Kardashian. Man, that was a heated rant. I want to pivot to baseball. I know the lockout's over. We didn't. So there's a few rule changes. I know the shift is gone completely. It's something. Look, for all intents and purposes, shift is gone. Universal DH. Still some rules that I ask myself, like, what can you do to make baseball great again? Some things that I wanted to see were like, hey, limiting bullpen, limiting pitches, a pitch count, pitch timer, restrictions on how many people you bring in, just things to like force teams to just play the game, right? There's also talk about, maybe eventually umpires will be gone. I do think that's a little bit of a mistake because you want that human element to bring that emotion, the raw energy. And I mean, it sucks when you're on your team gets a strikeout or something that goes against your favor and you're like, fuck you. But the one thing, I don't want to look, baseball has a lot to do to make itself great again. And it sucks because I love baseball. I love nothing more than just chilling at a baseball game and just watching the Yankees play for like 2 hours, right? Delta Skybox. Shout out to Josh. I don't know if he'd be down, so I'm not gonna say his last name, but Josh used to work for the Yankees, hooked me up, great seats, Delta Skybox, amazing. Had an amazing date there, with a beautiful woman. I am single, so I do need a date to go to the Yankees games. Again, Delta Skybox. I need a date for the Yankees game, with the season coming back. So, wow, shameless, but. What I wanted to talk about, will the Yankees win the World Series this year? The answer is no. The answer is a resounding no. I go on Pinstripe Alley once. That's a lie. I go on Pinstripe Alley like 2 to 3 times a day. And the reality is like, I'm always hoping like, oh, we got a pitcher, the bullpen strong, whatever. Like, oh, we got like 2 starting pitchers. We got Freddie Freeman, Carlos Carrera. I'm like always hoping. It's crazy as a fan growing up. The only time like my free agency like wish list came true was like Christmas 2008. I remember I came home from a pep rally senior year in high school, and I'm in the bathroom, doing my thing, deuces, and I'm on my laptop. Yes, I'm on my laptop because we didn't have phones at that time, guys. So I have my laptop on my fucking. Hold on, give me a second. Guys, the only time I would do this to interrupt a story is if I got a text message from. Oh, no. Oh, holy shit. I just remembered. So I want to give a very special shout out to a friend in London. They are in Manchester right now. And they are a fellow Taco Bell fiend. So I hope this friend is having an amazing time. And I cannot wait for this friend to return. And so we can go to Taco Bell and have a cute picnic outside and maybe drink some Cabernets and some Vivres and Sancerre and eat Taco Bell, and it'll be a fun time. So anyway, back to what I was talking about. Friend in Manchester. You made me lose my train of thought. No. Josh Donaldson, Yankees, right? So, yeah, I was, in the bathroom. And ESPN breaking news: Yankees, CC Sabathia, Mark Teixeira, AJ Burnett. I'm losing my shit, literally. And I'm like, yo, this is awesome. This was, I think this was second to when we also had like the Carl Pavano, Gary Sheffield, A-Rod, like that 2004, was it 05? That was like a huge thing too. Carl Pavano, Gary Sheffield, A-Rod. There was someone else we signed to that year. I can't remember. That was fucking great. But Look, as it stands, I don't look. I think with Rizzo coming back, Rizzo. Look, first of all, let's give a shout out to Gary Sanchez, the Kraken. I think when Gary Sanchez came on in 2017, truly felt like baby goat, like Babe Ruth, like the Pinstripe Alley had a fantastic. Like it felt like that, like 2017 Gary Sanchez, and that is what shows you, everyone listening, how the finality of things happens so quickly without you realizing, and just how quickly things come and go. Like in 2017, baby bombers. I mean, God, who was, oh my God, Clint Frazier, Greg Bird. I mean, Greg Bird might need to come back with that shift gone, right? But, I mean, the baby bombers, like, do you understand the expectations for 2017? And then in 2017, who do we trade for? Giancarlo Stanton, right? You go into 18 with the highest of highest expectations. I mean, they should have done something about their rotation, but just got more quality arms. Especially for a team like the Yankees that's so steeped in analytics now. Shout out to Brian Cashman. I think Brian Cashman's a great GM. You think they would have gotten some more quality arms. But with that being said, I think the Yankees are a fantastic team. I just think that even with the infield kind of done, now you have DJ LeMahieu going back to doing utility wherever, and I don't see it, right? Because the reality is like the Yankees are a great team. They might cap out from like 90 to 100, 102. I mean, that's a lot, but I don't know if they have the depth, right? Because you're relying so much on Cole. A lot of people come back from injuries, and Severino hasn't pitched in like almost like 2 years at this point, right? Like, let me just quickly see. Luis Severino. Hold on. See, that's the thing is like, and Sevy's another example. Like it sucks what happened to Sevy. After 18, I think we signed him to the extension. You get a great player at a great young price, but then he had Tommy John, and then right here, 4-year, $40 million. Oh, first he had a latch strain, Tommy John. All right, pretty much he has not been the same for almost 2.5 years. And in baseball, you need pitchers, and it is literally an arms race until some rules change where, limit pitchers coming in, timing. God, I forgot where it was. I was listening to Rich Eisen show, and there was some California baseball league. I could be totally wrong where the league was, or so definitely some college league, or maybe in Japan, where they impose like a 30-second, pitch limit, pitch time, like 30 seconds. You have to pitch the ball. 15 or 30 seconds, and it made the game more exciting. Obviously pitcher stayed in late, had to leave sooner. ERAs went up, runs went up. I feel like there's something more that could be done. But as a Yankees fan, I was really, really happy with look. If everyone plays at MVP level, the Yankees will win the World Series. Not even a question. The Yankees will literally walk to the World Series championship, right? If Rizzo plays at his MVP level from 2016, if Josh Donaldson plays at his MVP level from, what was it? When he won the MVP, was it 18 or 2020? It might have been 18. I don't know. If Judge plays 17, if Stanton plays 17, we don't even need anyone else. It's a wrap. And if DJ LeMahieu plays MVP level from 2020, if Glaber plays his 17, 18, I don't even know where the heck Andujar is, right? Obviously, so on offense, this is unrealistic, but if everyone plays like their peak MVP years, the Yankees will win the World Series. But I just wanted to touch on that because I was really excited about the trade for Donaldson, losing Gary Sanchez stuck, and Gio Urshela, fan favorite. But I think that infield set, the pitching, it sucks. And look, there's a reason we call Brian Cash Ninja Cash. Like he will figure something out, but it's not like you just find Garrett Coles, right? Like, hey, Garrett Cole, come here. And they were so close to getting Justin Verlander. Oh my God. They were so close to getting Justin Verlander. I don't remember the exact specifics. I think Houston got him 2 years, 40, and they were so close, but it just wasn't meant to be. There's so many pitchers in like the lore of like Yankees who should have been Yankee greats. Max Scherzer, Verlander. In another world, if we traded for Max Scherzer, or no, signed Max Scherzer instead of the national sign, Max Scherzer could have like literally carried the Yankees to like a division title in 2015, 2016, 2017. And imagine if you had Scherzer, right, in 17 and 18, and you signed Cole. Come on, dog. We're beating the Sox in 18, and I think we would win in 17. We would have beat the Astros 100%. So, oh man, we are really deep in the weeds right now. 30 minutes in. Hold on, I'm not gonna get to my Batman review. I'm gonna do that separately. Oh, Oscars review is coming up next week too. This was actually great. Hold on, guys.
President of the United States. The windmills, they don't work. If they kill all the birds, who's coughing back there? Are you okay? You can be my caddy anytime.
You sure? All right, cool.
Anytime. During, over our lives, we take tests and aptitude tests and all this. I've always had a high aptitude for music. I pick the ones I like. The YMCA, the gay national anthem. No, we don't want anything to do with Russia. They took over Georgia, and I don't mean Georgia that we all know and love. You're young, you're smart, you're attractive, you're handsome. Here's a test. Are you ready? Joe Rogan's not a racist.
Great. So YouTube took that interview down. Where I stand on that is, you can't censor. But, yeah, they took it down. I will leave it at that. I don't agree with it because you can't just be judge, jury, and executioner and just say, oh, you don't deserve to be heard. And when I say you don't have to agree with the person, but then it's like, when do you decide like when's enough? Because then what if someone comes like, hey, Saajan, we don't like your views on the Yankees? And obviously, look, this is a little different, but I think there has to be a better fine line between like blanket takedowns and like, because then what happens when they come after whatever you're talking about, right? And you're like, oh, that'll never happen, but it's like, you never know, right? So there is that. The other thing that I wanted to touch on, oh god, there's so much stuff, so much good stuff, so little time to pod, wait, this is just fucking hilarious. Hold on, I gotta get this in. Hold on.
Gujarati, man. You guys got a lot of stereotypes, right? You guys got, what the good Gujarati stereotype is? White people, black people, all other people. You guys are cheap, right? That's the stereotype. You guys, this is how cheap Gujaratis are. They don't even get circumcised. That's how much they don't like giving tips. He's not.
Bro, that is hilarious. Look, you can gather from that what you want to infer from that what you may, but I'm not. I believe in tipping. Tip people. Tipping is, you got to. If you don't tip, I don't trust you. I just thought that was hilarious because Gujjis are known to be notoriously cheap. This is hilarious, by the way. Hold on.
You taught me something called the 3 6s. Yes. Do elaborate. The 3-6 rule, where when we're looking for an ideal guy, they have to be above 6 feet, make at least 6 figures, and have 6 inches. Your dick needs to be at least 6 inches. So Jordan has the 3-6 rule, which, and I'll be lenient on the last one, okay, everyone? Okay, it's better if you're like...
Is 6 even a lot?
I don't know.
I think that's like average. It's like saying he needs to be 5'10".
Maybe big dick energy?
Yes. I like that better.
Ooh,
Yeah,
6-inch energy. 6-inch energy. Okay, I like that. You taught me something called...
So, look, this is really funny, but in all seriousness, like, fun and games. Shout out to Alex. Great rule, Alex. I'd love to talk to you about it. I don't know if I'd ever be on a guest. I don't know if they'd want me on. I don't know I'm sure I'd have a great time if you guys ever want me. But Jordan and Alex, this is hilarious. I think this is really funny. But at the same token, just for what it's worth, I passed the 3-6 rule. I'm passing it with flying colors. So Jordan, let me know. With that being said, I think it's kind of messed up. I think society, like, look, you got to hold men to higher standards. And if you can't, that's the sad truth for men is like, if you don't make the cut, like no one's going to have your back. Like either you provide or you come through or you support or like you're that guy or you're not. Like society will not give a fuck about you if you're a man. And that's just the sad truth. Right. But imagine if like two men said something like this about women. Like that'd be fucked up. Imagine if two men went on there and like, oh, her hip to waist ratio has to be this, clear skin, has to be in shape, defined abs, glutes, hammies, posterior chain on point, toned arms. She has to be smart, educated, making X amount, and she has to cook. Like it'd be seen like fucked up. It's like, yo, that's like that's messed up, right? So I think while stuff like this is like funny and like I totally agree with this rule and I'm all for it. Like definitely men got to provide for their queens, and you can't be a king if you can't take, like what king makes his queen pay for dinner and stuff, because you're not really a big baller or a king if you do not pay for dinners, don't get your girl Ubers. It's not called simping. It's called, going above and beyond for a girl you love. So all the men out there, it's not simping. It's called being a man. And if you got that, a little pivot, this whole manosphere thing, I feel like people have it so twisted, right? As a man, you should want to take care of your woman. You should want to provide. You should want to, like, I met this lawyer, like she's 45, divorced, mom of one or two. And Isaiah and I, we were at the Lifetime We Work in Bridgewater. And she was like, look, a lot of guys today want to be the big ballers, BSDs, they want to be called kings and all that. But she was like, yo, what king makes his queen work? Like, what king makes his queen drive or cook? Like, look, she's giving like high level examples, but she made a good point. A lot of dudes want to walk around like they're fucking ballers, but it's like, bro, like you can't even afford to buy your girl a tennis bracelet. You can't even take her on vacation. So like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? Right. So I think there's a fine line. I hate the term simping. I think that's so dumb. Like if I love a woman and I want to send her groceries or I want to send her a plant or I want to, like I want to do something for her, it's not simping. It's because I love this woman. I value her. I respect her. And I want to show my token of appreciation and to show myself as like a suitable quarter, right? Like I don't see what like that's wrong for that. Now, yes, I understand what I'm saying. Most men are like, yeah, that's fine. Simping, they're probably referring to like some crazy shit like, yo, he bought like a jarred bottle of air for like $50K. Look, that's a little crazy. Like, yo, give me $50K. But as it pertains to this, is that like, look, the 3-6 is like great rule. It's funny, but I just think it's funny and important and to remember is that, if it was men on the flip side saying this joke, it wouldn't really be received that well. And the men who made that joke would probably be canceled. So I just think that this is the problem, is that like they can make this joke and it's fine and we'll laugh at it, but then it doesn't have effect because like there are men who aren't, so like it look, it's a podcast that's meant to be funny. So like people shouldn't take it that seriously. But I just think that if we're going to make fun of people, let's be allowed to make fun of people and just know that it's in good fun, it's in good nature, and that, hey, if a man makes a joke or if a woman makes a joke about a man makes a joke about a woman in the context of a podcast where it's a comedy podcast, hey, that should be allowed, right? Like, I think one thing that I'm glad about this joke is that, yo, we are allowed to make jokes and have fun, and people shouldn't be so tightly wound up about it. It's like, oh God, they made a joke about the 3-6s. It's like, yeah, it's a fucking joke. Get over it. So just saying that, like, hey, maybe one day we'll be back in a society. I don't know if we'll ever get back to like peak Richard Pryor, peak Eddie Murphy in 1980s. I don't think we'll ever be that PC light. I highly doubt we will ever get. I mean, just go watch any Eddie Murphy stand-up routine from the 1980s. There's no way in hell that sort of stuff would be tolerated now. But it's just comedy. It's jokes, right? So anyway, with that being said, this was actually a really funny episode, Mean Girl Pod. I actually really do like their show. I do listen to them and Call Her Daddy like bi-weekly. So, but anyway, episode 9, Kim K, baseball, Iman Vellani, and the Donald and Mean Girl Pod. It has been a pleasure, guys. 40 minutes deep. I gotta go. I got a lot of stuff to do. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Peace.